Hello, welcome or welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Here on the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting, spinning, crochet and weaving, all of the fibre related things. Today's video is 12 Castons 2024, day 4, 2026. 12 Castons 2026, day 4. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? If you happen to be new to the channel, you are most welcome. If this is the first video you're clicking on, you might wonder what on earth am I talking about with the 12 Castons. It's a make along that I host every year, whereby I cast on 12 new projects to set myself up for my coming weeks, months, years worth of making. And if you want to join in the cast on party, you do not have to cast on 12 projects. You can cast on just one thing, but you have joined the channel at the perfect time and there is still plenty of time to join in at this point. So I shall link either down below or up above the 2026 playlist, because there's an intro video in there which will explain much more about the cast-ons and why I do it and etc, how you can join in. So if you are interested, you can go back to that video. For today's video, I shall be casting on a garment, which is my first garment of the 2026 cast-ons, and I'm very, very excited about this project. Without further ado, let's chat about it. I'm going to move my camera back slightly. I'm not going to apologise for the sunlight and the fact that it's probably going to be creeping across my face and being slightly annoying. We've had loads of grey days here in South Wales and I'm not going to shut out the sun, so we just have to deal with it for the intro to this video. The project that I'll be casting on today is from this amazing book, which is 52 weeks of scrap yarn. And this was a really kind and generous gift that was sent to me a few months ago by the lovely Mairead. It just turned up in the post one day and I was just absolutely thrilled to receive this marvellous book. And there were so many things in here that I would absolutely love to cast on. And one project in particular kind of jumped out at me, and unusually for me, this is knit in chunky yarn, which is not something that I gravitate towards. But the project in question is by Jamie Dorfman, and it's the Annie vest. And here it is, as shown in the pattern book. The pattern has loads of really great suggestions for how you can combine your leftover yarns to reach like a chunky gauge. So by holding sort of multiple strands of yarn together, if you're like me, not someone who works with chunky yarn very often. As soon as I saw the sample in this project, it just immediately screamed handspun to me. So I have been working towards this throughout December. So if you join me for any of my Vlogmas videos, you'll know that I did my annual fibre advent swap with my dear friend Lisa. And every day I opened up a little package of fibre from Lisa, 20 grams, and I was spinning that on my drop spindles and also plying those on my drop spindles. And my intention was to try and make chunky yarns with all of those fibres with this project in mind. Here in my little box are all of the yarns that I spun throughout December. There's actually 23 mini skeins in total in that box. There was one bat that had a lot of really fun dyed locks in it, but I knew that I would struggle to spin that on my drop spindle. I'm not very practiced at spinning thicker yarns and certainly not spinning art yarns on my drop spindle. So I pop that back to one side and I've got 23 other lovely yarns in there. My plan is to randomly pick yarns from here. The pattern instruction is to knit sort of 2 rows with every colour. So the way the vest is constructed, it's garter stitch, but you basically knit it flat. So you cast it on all in one piece from the bottom up, and then you work backwards and forwards in garter stitch until you get to the top where you kind of split for the sort of top strap panels, and then you seam it up one side at the end. So yeah, kind of going to be quite an interesting knit, I think. The plan is going to be to draw randomly from my box and knit a couple of rows with each yarn and not be too prescriptive about where the colours come, and yeah, just have loads of fun with it. I'm not entirely sure whether the yarns in my box are going to stretch for the entire vest. I think I might be a touch short, but luckily Lisa and I have been doing our fibre swap for several years now, and I've used a bunch of the mini skeins that I've made in previous years for a few other projects, but I have a whole bag full of yarns in here that I haven't yet used. Eventually I would like to, I think, knit these up, or a lot of these, into a blanket, but for now I'm just using them as and when I want to, and so I shall be supplementing this year's advent with some of my past advent mini skeins. Now I might have to end up holding some of these double to reach the chunky weight kind of gauge for this vest, but I don't really mind. I'm pretty sure that most of my yarns in that box are fairly inconsistently spun because, as I mentioned, I'm not particularly practiced at spinning thicker yarns, but I just think this vest will be absolutely fine with a bit of texture. If some of the yarns are a bit finer, some of them are a bit thicker, I'm really not worried. I think it will all be fine, and it's just going to make for a really fun and funky vest at the end of the project. Yeah, my plan will be to knit through all of my 20, well, it's probably going to be 22 skeins of yarn from that box. I'll explain in a minute. And then once I've done that, I'll see how far that I've got with the project and then start substituting in some other things if I need to. Now, I did say there were 23 skeins of yarn, but I'm probably only going to be using 22. Let me try and find in the box. Oh, it's already out of the box. There is this really fun yarn that's got loads of wool neps in it, and I'm probably not going to use this one. I think it will just look like a bit strange. There's lots of texture in all of the other yarns, but I think this one just stands out as being a little bit too different. So I'm going to pop this to one side and I'll make something fun with that another day. So yeah, I'm just going to randomly select things from my box, and yeah, I'm just really excited. Anyway, the pattern has you use one colour for all of the rib bands, and I was thinking, oh, I might not get to cast this on through the cast-ons because I really want to make this an entirely hand-spun project. While I do have a lot of hand-spun yarns in my stash, a lot of them are really kind of bright and colourful, and I think given there's going to be so much texture and so much colour going on in the vest itself, I think it really does need that sort of plain rib band to offset that and to sort of bring it all together. However, amazingly, I received the perfect yarn as a gift for just before Christmas. So my lovely friend Erin over in Canada and I tended to do a little bit of a gift swap at this time of year, and I received two beautiful handspun hanks from Link Farm, which is www.linkfarm.com, and the yarn has been handspun from a Gotland and Finn sheep cross, and it says Niels on the label, so I'm going to assume that Niels is the sheep that this came from. And look at those, aren't they just so lovely? They've got a beautiful halo to them, and some of my yarns that I spun have got this kind of halo and texture to it. It's just such a treat to have handspun that's not made by me, to be honest. And I know how much work goes into these, so yeah, I completely, absolutely adore and appreciate this gift. Now, for the size that I'm going to be making in the pattern, it says I'll need around about 90 meters, I think, of yarn for the bands, and as luck would have it, this one has 87 meters in it and this one has 94 meters in it. So my plan is going to be to hold this double to create my rib for my Annie vest. So this just arrived at the perfect time. I think it's going to be the perfect contrast. Just cannot wait to get this on the needles. I'm not entirely sure what my day is going to look like today. It is the 31st of December as I am recording this, so the final day of 2025, and this just seems like a really nice project to end 2025 in. Lots of connections to dear friends. Yeah, it seems like a really nice way to end this year. I am going to probably spend some time actually winding all of these by hand rather than putting them onto my Swift and ball winder, because I just love spending as much time as possible with handspun yarn. So yeah, I need to wind these two up, and I think I will randomly pick something out of my mini box now to start so we can do that as well. I am literally going to close my eyes, rummage around in the box. I have no idea what this looks like on camera. I probably look like a complete loon, and pull something at random out of the box. Woo. So excited. Okay, so this will be the start of my Annie vest. Let's get to it.
I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better if I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter? Is it maybe because I never knew quite where I was, then suddenly you told me, baby, you're lost, but I am too. Whatever the cost, we'll make it through. Tell me you're the one for me now, 'cause what am I supposed to do? If you are not the one for me, then tell me now what I could do.
I had a lovely relaxing time casting on my vest with the beautiful handspun yarn that Erin had sent to me, and yeah, I just loved casting this project on and picked the next colour. I can promise you my eyes are closed. I'm just having a little rummage to make sure this is truly random. James and I decided that we would head out to a local cafe, restaurant type place for lunch. If you've watched Vlogmas videos, it probably seems like we go out quite a lot, but honestly we really don't. And the last couple of years, because of all the family stuff that we've been going through, we've actually spent very little time together in the scheme of things, and a lot of our leave from work has been spent separate so that we could maximise the amount of time that we were able to support our family. So we're just kind of getting used to spending time together again in a lot of ways, which I know probably sounds a little bit odd, but that's just how it feels. We were commenting about how strange it feels to have time off together without any other particular obligations going on. Anyway, after lunch I got back into my cosy clothes and spent the rest of my evening on and off adding more colours to the Annie vest. And because it was New Year's Eve, I managed to stay up and see in the new year. I'm usually an early to bed, early to rise kind of person these days, so it was a little bit of a struggle for me to stay up till midnight, but I made it, and we watched the fireworks going off in London. They always televise that here in the UK, so yeah, it was a nice calm way to see in the new year. Okay, lovely friends, it's time for me to share with you the progress that I made on this project during my first day of cast on. But of course, before I do that, it's time for me to share some of the things that have been going on with you lovely folks in our community. So first off, I've got a few more channels, YouTube channels, to shout out who have been posting or have posted videos about 12 cast on adventures. So first off is Laura of Blue Rosemary. She's got a couple of cast on videos up on her channel. Emily of Walden Burn as well has been making plans for her 12 projects. Keita of Rowberry Knits popped up a video chatting about some of her cast-ons. The lovely Charlotte of Hearth Crafts, I believe, is planning to do all 12 cast-ons and has got at least the first 2 videos up on her channel of her projects. And then finally for today, Catherine from My Making Adventure has popped up her first video or 2 as well. I'm sure by the time this goes up in a day or 2, there might be more videos on all of those channels. I shall add that to my list below this video of all of the creators that I am aware of so far who have been joining in with the cast on fun. there are a few more people who've reached out to me as well to say they've got videos coming shortly, so I'm sure for the next video at least there'll be a few more new people to go check out if you want to do so. The complete list will be below this video, and if you do go and check out any of those channels, then please do let those creators know that I've sent you across, and I hope you find some more lovely yarny folks to subscribe to and videos to like. My list today of our community cast-ons, Katie has started a roosty, and also inspired by my video number 2, has started a mosaic carpet bag. Catherine has started Melancholia in handspun. Heather has started some Fair Isle mitts. Anna-Lena has started a rain and shine sweater. Judy has started an adorned pullover. Marion has started a granny triangle shawl and also a cane hat. Sew and Pray has started a crochet hexagon blanket for their daughter who's just got engaged, so congratulations on that exciting news. Jan has started a fern and feather sweater and a maple down lace vest. Jenny has started a love note and a close to you shawl. Hand Knit by Sam has started a tiny souvenir scarf, which is from the 52 weeks of scrap knitting book, which is a good tie-in to obviously my project from today. And Hand Knit by Sam has also started a spun flora sweater. Linda has started a cold pale moon shawl. Teresa has started some Dustland socks. Lynn has started a lap blanket in chunky yarn crochet. Mick Nandek has started a slipover. Michelle has started a hibernate pullover. Lorraine has started a lento. Amy Rose has started and finished a grid gambit and a hoodler and a Detroit slipover. Anne has started a sinister cardigan. I've always wanted to make one of those sweaters or cardigans. My lovely friend Charlie has one, and yeah, I'd love to knit one of those. Bookish Exchange has started the Midland cardigan. Knits, Weaves, Walk has started a emergency crochet blanket for their dog. They said that their dog loved their crochet blanket and has been using it so long that it's fallen apart, so they needed to crochet up an emergency blanket. Tess, also inspired by my video number 2, has started a mosaic carpet bag. Deb has started some socks. Teresa is having a little cast-on party at her local yarn store, which sounds really lovely, and it is planning a Sophie scarf. Rachel has started a robin beanie, an inclinations cowl, some Clara mitts, Geo gradient shawl, waiting for rain shawl, granny square blanket, an Arden tee, and a Maxine hot water bottle cover. She's also finished that one. And then finally for this video, Rika of Wool Around the World YouTube channel. I've mentioned their channel before because they've been posting some 12 cast-on content, and they've started a beanie, a nightlight shawl. She's spinning some pashmina and has started a crochet skirt and also an Elton cardigan. Those are all that I've had time to gather for today's video. I think that's pretty much everything from video 2 now, so I'm a little behind in terms of where I am in catching up with everyone's comments, but I will continue to endeavour to catch up as the videos go on. So if I haven't shouted out your projects yet, then hopefully in a future video I shall get around to it. Right, okay, so Annie Vest, day 1. This is my progress. Oh my goodness, I just love this so much already. It's just squishy, lovely, textured, colourful fun, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to have a trillion ends to weave in at the end, given that you work 2 rows on each colour. But yeah, there's quite a lot of knitting in one row, but it goes pretty quickly. I think these are 7mm needles. So yeah, this is going to be so much fun. I have transferred all of my mini skeins into this bucket bag, which is by the lovely Emma of Eldenwood Craft. So I've got plenty more to pick from. And then I'm just tucking the sort of balls that I've wound up down the side for now. And then eventually, if I need to, I shall go back around the colours again. Looking at my yarns kind of in this basket, I might go to my other Advent mini skeins, which I think I mentioned before from like previous years, where I've spun up some of the lovely yarn fibres that I've had in swaps with Lisa. to grab perhaps a couple more colours, only in that there's two in here that kind of stand out to me. One is this really bright orange, and there are a couple of slightly brighter ones, but I think that kind of stands out on its own, and I think it'd be nice to have maybe one or two more pops of really bright colour. And then also this one, which I affectionately called my rhubarb and custard yarn when I spun it up. That one is quite a lot lighter than most of the others in this basket, so I'm wondering whether to grab a couple more that kind of mirror the tone, the lighter tones in this, just to kind of even things out a little bit, so that those two don't kind of stand out from the crowd too much. Those are the thoughts that are on my mind for next steps for this project potentially, but obviously at this point in time I do not know when it will be that I will be able to get back to this one. I hope it will be soon. As always, the joy and the pain of the 12 cast-ons. I get excited about the next thing that's going onto the needles, but also sad to leave behind the thing that I've started for an undetermined amount of time. Thank you so very much for all of your kind comments and your real enthusiasm for this make along. Every year it seems to kind of grow in leaps and bounds, and yeah, I have more and more trouble keeping up with everything as the years pass, and this year is yeah, definitely no different. So thank you so much. It's just so much fun for me to see your pictures over on Instagram and Ravelry, to watch all of the videos this year. There's been a lot more sort of participation from other video creators here on YouTube, which has been lovely for me to see, and just hearing about all of your projects and the amount of time I spend on Ravelry looking up patterns that I've not heard of before. It's just unreal, really. So yeah, it just makes it so much more fun for me to have all of your participation, so I really can't thank you enough. Please do keep your comments coming below. Let me know what you've cast on since the last video, or if you are not casting on, then just let me know what is keeping you company on your needles, hooks, looms and wheels and spindles, because yeah, I just love to hear about all of your making and to be inspired by all of you out there with all of your lovely makes. I will of course be back again soon with the next instalment of my 12 cast-ons, so I hope you will join me for the next video. Until we do get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some other things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now. Bye.